welcome in, whether you're high or low or happy or sad. This is Compass Cult, the best cult and the funnest cult to join. Thank you so much for being here. Really value your time. My name's Corwin, and I am a professional illustrator, and I'm going to be talking today about the raddest, the most electric of all topics: office ergonomics. That's right, things to keep your fingies, eyes, and back and neck working, because we're going to need those to continue to do our work, whether it's drawing, crocheting, writing, programming, anything. You're going to use all of those tools. So sit back and relax. Right now you are seeing a time lapse that was created over about 20 hours of work, doing some rainbow mushrooms, and I really have been enjoying pixel art, so hope you enjoy the visuals and the good vibes while we chat. The first thing that I want to do is introduce some common problems that can happen in the office and how to counteract them, give you some solutions to work with. I also want to talk about how, even though we are not in a specifically physical job, there still can be workplace injuries. You would think, I'm sitting in a chair, what's the big deal? Well, if you're in a chair and you're drawing and you're working for 12 hours a day, you're going to feel strain. So some common areas we might feel these are eye strain. Oh my gosh, everybody's had this, right? You're looking at a screen for too long. You feel the inevitable wiggles in your eye. What was that? Am I dying? No. Calm down, breathe. You're not dying. You simply are straining your eyes too much. If you're like me, when you're getting really focused on your work, it's easy to zoom in and hone in and get too focused on your screen and not change distance, not change focus. So what I would recommend for this is to take breaks from your screen. Sounds so simple, right? Well, it's not so simple when you have deadlines, people chatting you, emailing you. All sorts of distractions can happen. But if we schedule breaks every 30 minutes or so, you're going to want to look at something that is not your screen. Look outside. Hopefully you have some trees or a fun cityscape. Maybe it's storming out. You can check out the weather. I like to look at things that are extremely far away because it stretches my eyes in a nice way, because your eyes are, focusing. They're having to squeeze to look at whatever it is you want to look at. So make sure you just check out something that's like far away if you've been staring at a screen up close, and then come back to your screen and your eyes are going to feel super refreshed. It is a great feeling. Another common one: my neck, my back. Yes, you know the rest. These are parts of our body that are in constant use. I mean, when you're sitting, you're still centering, you're still balancing, especially if you're doing something like illustrating or doing pixel art, something like that, where you're having to manipulate a stylus or a mouse. You're going to be using like your shoulders and just your elbow and your wrist and everything, right? So for your neck and your back, though, you want to make sure that if you are able to, I know everybody's chairs are different, but if you can, anchor your feet to something on the floor. I notice sometimes when I'm focusing and I get really in the zone, I can sort of lose placement of my feet, where I start curling them in or tipping my toes to my center line or pushing them to the side. So just make sure that you are slowing down and you're having both your feet planted flat on the floor. This is going to really just help your back posture, because then you can use your calves and your ankles and your arches and your thighs to just balance you, keep you more sturdy, for using your arms to move the rest of your drawing apparatus. That's right. And for your neck, I mean, some tablets, you're going to be looking straight down at your tablet and drawing. Other times you're going to be looking at your screen. But what I would recommend is, if you can, try to look at your screen. And the reason that I would recommend this is because it just really avoids getting into that hunched habit. It's really, really easy just to bend over the top of your tablet. You're looking down, you're peering down into the well. Grant me your mysteries, well, grant them to me. And that's not what we want, because your neck is just going to be craned down. And these are things that are fine for a while. It's not a huge deal. But if you are working, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14-hour days, right? And you're sitting at your computer, you don't want to be craning your neck. So I've adopted the sort of practice where I'm looking straight ahead at my drawings if I possibly can. And then other times I'm going to lean over my tablet to do maybe more precise drawing. So 90% of the time I'm looking at my screen, 10% of the time I'm leaning over and looking at my tablet. I know this isn't going to work for everybody, but I just got so sick of having my neck and my back strained all the time. Also, it can be really helpful to do pre and post drawing stretches. I really, really, really enjoy the stretches where you put your butt up against a wall, you lay down on the floor, maybe not in that order. First, you want to lay down on the floor, put up your butt up against a wall, put your legs vertical straight up the wall, parallel to each other, and just sit there. You can just check out your phone or stare at the ceiling and contemplate life. And that's going to stretch your lower back, your hamstrings. Oh, it's such a tough stretch. And you can do that for 5 or 10 minutes, and it feels so good after sitting in an office chair or knowing you're about to sit in an office chair. And that's something I would really recommend. Check out some stretches on YouTube or TikTok and find some good ones. Next up, we have your wrist. Oh my gosh, everything we interact with on the computer is with our wrists. You ever have it in the wintertime where your hands get that frozen claw because you've been holding a mouse or typing over a keyboard? Yeah, it's not the best. Wrist, we use our phones a lot. If you're like me, you have a big heavy phone. It's made of glass, metal, and battery, and it's really heavy. It's kind of hard to hold in one hand, and it can lead to things like carpal tunnel, just general wrist strain. All that stuff is no fun, and I found it helpful in the same way that I take breaks with my eyes by, looking at something far away. Taking breaks with your wrist and your grip can be really helpful too. I have had times where my wrist got really, really, really tense and strained, and I feel that carpal tunnel-y feeling coming on. And but then I still have to work. So what do I do, right? I'm trapped. I have to work, and my wrist is hurt, and I don't want to injure it more. And one thing I started doing was placing my phone down on a flat surface and typing with my pointer fingers, like chicken pecking, like I'm a boomer and I'm looking for the correct key. Yeah, just do it, because that way you're not gripping your phone and typing with your thumb and doing all these awkward movements. And I found that when I was adjusting my phone time, then by the time I actually was sitting down at the computer and doing drawing time, that really, really helped me. And also, while you're drawing, there are also wrist stretches you can do where you can grab your fingers with your opposite hand and you can stretch upwards or downwards. Just general wrist stretches. You'll find a bunch of them online, and any of them are going to be helpful. And that's just to get that wrist nice and loose. Anyways, we're coming up on the end of our time lapse here. Thank you for taking 10 minutes out of your day to listen to me babble about ergonomics, the most exciting and dangerous of all YouTube topics. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Keep things nice and chill. If you want, recommend this video to somebody you think it might help who is at computers often. And remember to take care of yourself. And then if you take care of yourself, you can help others too. Thanks for watching. Have a great night.